In 1962, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario introduced the Agency Store program to provide service to small and remote communities in Northern Ontario that did not have a nearby LCBO store. Under the program, the LCBO signs 5-year contracts with privately owned local grocery stores, general stores, and outfitters to sell wine, spirits, and beer in their retail establishments. The program grew slowly, and by 1995 there were 82 contracted agency stores in Northern Ontario.
After Mike Harris failed to privatize the LCBO in 1996, the government began to aggressively expand these private stores into Southern Ontario, contrary to its original plan to limit their presence to remote communities in the north. Between 1996 and 2001, 25 stores were added, and between 2001 and 2003, 50 more were granted licenses to operate. In fact, if you add them all up, over a 13-year period between 1996 and 2009, the Government of Ontario allowed a total of 141 of these privatized LCBO outlets to open up for business in Southern Ontario.
To the general public, these new agency stores are practically indistinguishable from real LCBO stores. The agency store program is a good idea gone bad. Today, there are 220 agency stores in operation across the province, with average sales approaching $1 million. The program has spiraled out of control, and something must be done.
In the last 7 years, the LCBO and the Government of Ontario will have privatized $1.15 billion in retail sales through the expansion of the private agency store program. That represents a loss of about $200 million in dividends that should have gone into our public treasury to pay for things like healthcare and education. Currently, the LCBO provides more than $2 billion in profits and taxes to the public treasury. Let's take the opportunity to increase that amount. It's time to change things. It's time the Government of Ontario direct the LCBO to replace these high-volume agency stores in Southern Ontario with real LCBO stores. By doing so, we could return an estimated $340 to $370 million in additional dividends paid to the Government of Ontario over the next 10 years.
More publicly owned real LCBOs mean more consumer selection, friendly and professional service, and a commitment to keep alcohol out of the hands of underage youth through the enforcement of responsible sales. It's time the people of Ontario took back the hundreds of millions of dollars in sales and profits that are currently generated through privately owned stores. In tough economic times, that money could be better spent on public services, education, and healthcare.